how to utilize the language simply through consuming it so many times that mass input and the building blocks of the grammar will fall into place. That isn't to say you should totally neglect, excuse me, totally neglect grammar or not study it at all. It's more so to say that if you forget the rules or forget the massive amounts of information that's contained in some of these tables, it's not a big fucking deal. You'll make plenty of mistakes, just as you did when you were learning your own language. The crucial thing is to develop a lot of passive vocabulary as well as get a lot of exposure to the language, which allows you to start forming some intuitive patterns, like in your mind, as to how the language functions. And this requires being patient as well as being forgiving of yourself, because mistakes, failure, these are but another natural component of this language learning journey. It's an essential part of the cake that you're baking. And so the quicker that you can accept that, the better. And the quicker that you can, not seek perfection, but instead seek progress, the better off you're going to be. Because if your goal going in is to get everything on these conjugation tables correct, good luck. I would be very surprised if you are continuing to learn Spanish or really any other language. And what we're talking about right now is a relatively easy language for English speakers to learn. It's like 40% of it is the same words, or at least cognates with English. It's got the Latin script. All of the words are pronounced exactly as they're spelled. It's SVO, verb, subject, verb agreement. The word order is generally going to be pretty similar or compatible to English, although sometimes it is flexible and changes, actually a bit more than French does. So if you're worried about that, you might have an easier time with French, but even then, these eccentricities in Spanish are pretty easy to figure out if you just give it a little bit of time. And so I don't even think you need to break it down into formulas or read these tables extensively or anything like this. It's like you take the knowledge from English that you have, apply that wherever applicable, and then immerse as much as possible into the rest, while also attempting to obtain as much of a base vocabulary and the most common words as possible to then be able to fill in the blanks on the rest. And all the while, putting little emphasis whatsoever on grammar, as to instead build that base of knowledge. And it's like, it's crazy, right? How many people will use who, the word who, instead of the word whom? It's like if I were to say to whom it may concern, right? That is a correct usage of the word whom. And that's like the one context where you might think it's natural or it makes sense for me to use that word. But if I were to say, with whom do you bank? This is a correct usage of that word, but it's probably not going to sound natural to you because of the way that we speak. That who-whom distinction, it's like constantly stumping English speakers, native English speakers. It's like we've almost forgotten that word exists, right? But it's important. It's important to use if you intend to actually follow the grammatical rules in your language. But in all practical terms, doesn't fucking matter. And so ultimately, the point of using a language is to communicate. If you're if you say las libros instead of los libros, I doubt anybody. You might get a strange look, but I doubt anybody is going to uh, is going to have a problem with you over something like that. I think they would be more appreciative of the fact that you're even trying to speak in the first place, because people are generally pretty accommodating and understanding of this sort of thing, and honestly of most things which are immediately understandable. Um, it's not taken as a given that people speak who speak English speak an entirely different language just to accommodate the people around them in another country. I think the general assumption is that because English is such an international language that so many people speak, that they would expect you to attempt to use English and get on fine. Um, but when you make that extra effort to learn even something as simple as Spanish, you see a genuine like appreciation from other people about it, um, and so I really don't think it would be that big of a deal if you get a couple things wrong, if you make some syntax errors, as long as like the broad strokes of what you're trying to say can come across, and then the the imperfections can be ironed out over time. You can develop perfect grammar and usage as time goes on, but that is after being able to listen and read at a fluent level. You can start to iron out um, some of those imperfections, much in the same way that many of us native English speakers are actively trying to iron out some of our imperfections when we speak. You know, it used to drive me up the wall when I have a conversation with somebody and they would say, I've talked to Isaac today, not I've spoken with Isaac today, or me and Isaac spoke. It's like, I don't know why, but little things like that used to bother me a lot. Now I could not care less. Like I do not care at all how other people speak English. That's not my prerogative. That's not my problem. If someone asks me how I'm doing, I say I'm doing well. That's my prerogative. That's how I would like to speak. But if someone tells me that they're doing good, am I gonna get up in arms over that? No. like that's just kind of a strange antisocial, borderline narcissistic behavior, if you ask me. But there was a time. There was a time when I would mention things like that uh, to other people. I don't even know why. In retrospect, I don't think I felt superior to anybody because I had the knowledge. I think when I was younger, I literally thought that it feels ridiculous saying this now, but I think when I was younger, like when I was a kid, like I literally thought I was helping other people by bringing this stuff up. Little bro, you are not helping anybody by bringing this sort of thing up. I also think I was very perfectionistic of myself, and that's why I cared about that sort of thing. But now it's like, man, I post videos of me jerking off on the internet. Like, you think I'm striving for perfection over here? No. You think I'm trying to be some flawless king over here? No. That's what makes me an actual king. And that's how you need to be with Spanish, or Japanese, or French, or Portuguese, or Arabic, or whatever you're fucking learning. Don't stress so much over all the little mistakes. Just keep practicing. Just get as much material in your brain as possible, and trust me, the rest will fall into place. But more than anything, fucking have fun, man. Have fun with what you're doing. If you love the language, if you love the sound, the words, the palabras, the fucking the feeling that it gives you in your heart, in your soul, that will be the thing that drives you to make gains and to succeed and to reach those greater horizons. that's where you want to be at. And so, you know, grammar trivia aside, it's all about developing that foundation and expanding on it. You can worry about the specifics later, much like how many of us are still trying to figure out the specifics in our own languages.
Time I'm dying. I'm not melodramatic, I'm just pragmatic beyond any reasoning for thinking I've got fucking rabies or something. I think this time I'm dying. I think this time I'm dying. My mind, blurring the fact and the fictions while simultaneously fixing myself up with a girl named Panadol. Bite the tablet elixir, disintegrate mouth's a mixer. I think I've lost my mind. I think I've lost my mind. If I could just break one more night, maybe I could wake up and feel alright. My optimistically set alarm clock time serves only to mock me with flashing lights. I think I've made my choice. I'm the deceased playing victim. Slit the face, slit the victory. I think I've made my choice. Sink secluded in hatred. Void the plans friends are making. I think I've found my voice. I'm a leech sucking blood bags. Taste defeat, it's a sandbag sailing solution. Sailing solution to all your sailing solution to all your sailing solution to all your problems.
And you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man, and all the fears you hold so dear will turn to whisper in your ear. And you know what they say will hurt you, and you know that it means so much, and you don't even feel that there. I am falling, I am fading,
They turned me down, now